Hello and welcome. So guys, this is part 2 of a series that I just started yesterday where I shared with you my top 5 picks right now as it relates to sexy fragrances. But yesterday, it was all about the gentlemen. Today, guys, it is all about the ladies. And I have here my top 5 picks as it relates to the most sexy fragrances in my collection right now. These are fragrances truly, guys, that when you wear them, it's because you are not trying to be demure or conservative or discreet. No, you are trying to clearly let your husband, your boyfriend, your partner know that you are in it to win it, if you know what I mean. These are fragrances that are radical in announcing that you are out there, that you are ready, that you are interested, and that you are feeling sexy. You're looking sexy, you're dressing sexy. It is all about the mood of sexiness. So I'm going to share with you 5 fragrances in no particular order. But let's go ahead and jump right in. But before we do so, of course, if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi and I'm your fragrance concierge because I'm totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos multiple times a week, and on this channel, we love to talk about all types of fragrances. So if that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go. So here are the 3 winners of the Harmonist Discovery Kit giveaway. Please contact me via DM on Instagram so that I may get the address where you want me to ship your Discovery Kit. All right, guys, so as I share with you these fragrances, I am not going to take a lot of time, talking about notes or anything like that. This is not a detailed review video. This is just me sharing my top 5 picks as it relates to sexy fragrances right now. In case you're looking for a sexy fragrance for Valentine's Day or for any occasion, this is just not for Valentine's Day. This is for any occasion where you truly want to let your partner know that you are sexy, because these fragrances will definitely bring it in. So the first fragrance that I want to share with you guys is a designer fragrance. But this is not just any designer fragrance, because I am speaking about Celine. And from Celine, I am talking about Parade. So guys, this is a fragrance that if you have not gotten your nose on it, you really need to get your nose on it, because I promise you, you are going to love it. This is the kind of fragrance that is sexy without trying. This is a very smooth, leaning, honestly, it almost borders on like being a bit of a gourmand fragrance. To me, this is not a fragrance for the gents at all. This is truly a feminine fragrance, but it is a sexy, smooth kind of fragrance because, curiously enough, this is that one fragrance that if you need a signature scent, this is one that you could definitely consider, because this is perfect for any season of the year, day or night, any occasion, you name it, you've got it. But this is truly a sexy fragrance, but one where it's not too much, it's not enough, it's just right. It is a smooth sexiness. If you are trying to convey that message, but you don't want to be too out there, well, this is the fragrance for you. This is a fragrance that is quite citrusy and aromatic, but at the same time, it's also fresh, spicy. At that, you are going to find that there is like an earthy quality to it that grounds the fragrance. That earthiness is what I think brings it and makes it such a smooth, sexy fragrance. What I absolutely love about it is that the other fragrances that I'm going to share with you today are sexy in a different way. They're a bit more bold in their sexiness, if you know what I mean. But this one, as soon as you sniff it, you're going to know that there is something very special about it. But then as you continue to sniff it, you're just going to fall into that mood and you're going to understand what I mean by smooth sexiness. Let us know if you've tried Celine's Parade. The next fragrance that I want to share with you guys is also a designer fragrance, and they're just in that order, so I'm just going to go ahead and share it. But this one is from Carolina Herrera, and this one is Saffron Lazuli. Now guys, this is an exquisitely sexy fragrance. This one has some, if I recall correctly, rose and some violet, and it is a fragrance that has a certain degree of woodiness, and it's also like warm, spicy. But what I think takes this fragrance over the top and brings it to that next level of sexiness is really the note of leather. And oh my goodness, there's also some vanilla in here. When I tell you that this is such an incredibly sexy fragrance, oh my goodness. And guys, it is a powerhouse. This is not one that you need to spray too much because you are just going to choke your partner. This is the ultimate sexy fragrance for those very, very special occasions. This is not a fragrance that I would use during the day. I wouldn't take this to the office. This is definitely a fragrance for not necessarily formal events, but special occasions where you are feeling sexy and you want to wear a fragrance that matches your mood. So this next fragrance, guys, is one of the many fragrances that we picked up last year. This was a 2024 launch, and I have to tell you, there were two fragrances from Creed that came out at the same time. And Centaurus seems to me was not the one that people talk the most about. But please do not snooze on this one because, guys, this is a powerhouse of sexiness. There is no other objective for me in this scent profile, in this fragrance, than to make you smell sexy. And while this is a unisex fragrance, to me, this is truly unisex, but it will make a female smell much more sexy than a gent. My husband has tried this fragrance and I do like it on him, but I have to tell you, when I wear this, oh, he absolutely loves it. Not to mention the fact, guys, that this is such a high compliment getter. But this is truly an exquisitely beautiful, sexy fragrance. This fragrance has like an air of mystery and a bit of darkness to it. And I know clearly that it is because of two notes. Oh my goodness. The first one is the tobacco, and the second one is the one that brings that warm, spicy accord to the fragrance, which is cinnamon. So even though the cinnamon is not the star of this fragrance and the tobacco is not the star of the fragrance, because as I've mentioned before, this is a very well blended fragrance, so there is no like dominant note per se, but you are going to pick up on those two notes, so you must enjoy, you know, a good tobacco fragrance and a good cinnamon, warm, spicy, ambery kind of fragrance, because that's what you're going to find in Centaurus. There is also a good bit of vanilla here, like you're going to pick up on that vanilla, and it also has like a touch of a balsamic quality to it, which just adds to the allure of the fragrance. But when I tell you guys, this is just incredible. Like, oh my goodness. Honestly, this of the two that were launched at this time, Centaurus was my favorite from the first sniff because it is truly a sexy and alluring fragrance. Please let us know if you've gotten your nose on Centaurus, or did you pick it up? How do you feel about it? Do you get compliments? Do you see what I mean about that sexiness? Because I tell you, this one is one to get if you're looking for a true, sexy, beautiful fragrance. All right, guys. So the next fragrance that I want to share with you, honestly, I don't even know where to start with this one because, guys, Marc-Antoine Barrois hit a home run when he launched this fragrance. And I'm just going to go straight into it. I'm speaking about Tilia. Guys, this fragrance. Have you gotten your nose on Tilia? Did you pick it up? Because if you have, then you'll know what I mean. Guys, this is the most exquisite and on-point blend of white and yellow florals in a fragrance that is sexy. There's a bit of powderiness to this fragrance. There's vanilla here. There's some heliotrope. Oh, and before I forget, it is important that for some fam members, it is very important for you to know that this fragrance has ambrofix. So if you are sensitive to ambroxan, then forget it. This one is not for you. Now, if you are okay with ambroxan, ambrofix, I am telling you, get your nose on this fragrance. Don't get your nose on it. Please get yourself a sample, a decant. Because when I tell you, this is the most exquisite, sexy, alluring, appealing fragrance that you could have in your collection right now. This one just came out in 2024, if I recall correctly, and I picked it up immediately. And when I tell you, when I wear this, my husband can't stop sniffing me. I have to push him away, too much. You're being so extra right now, please. But I understand it, because when I spray this fragrance and it's in the air, it immediately sets a mood for me. I am telling you, there is something in this fragrance that will immediately put you in that mood of sexiness. All right, guys, so this last fragrance is one that if you've been with me for a while, it's not going to come as a surprise, okay? Because I have talked about this fragrance in so many different videos for different reasons, because wow, this is a fragrance that is just magnificent, guys. I can't even tell you. This is a masterpiece. And I am speaking about Ramon Monegal, and this one is Flamenco. Oh my goodness, guys. Okay, do you remember that video where I talked about flamenco and I brought in some pictures or a small video or something of a flamenco dancer, and I spoke to the passion that it exudes, and oh my goodness, right? This fragrance, this is no joke. This is no joke. If you do not want your partner's attention, if you are having an evening or attending an event or just any occasion with your partner and you are not interested, or you are with someone that you are not interested in, do not wear this fragrance, because this is the sexy beast of my collection. There's another fragrance, a Middle Eastern fragrance actually, that causes that same beast reaction, that sexy beast reaction that flamenco causes. And I will be sharing that fragrance this Thursday during Middle Eastern Thursday, if I continue with that video plan. But guys, I am telling you, this is the ultimate sexy fragrance. And by the way, for my violet lovers, I know I have a lot of violet lovers in the fam. This one is for my violet lovers. Now this fragrance, guys, is sweet. Oh my goodness. It is a tad powdery. It's not very powdery. It is just the right amount of powderiness, in my opinion. Oh, it has vanilla, but it's not a ton of vanilla. It's like a very well-balanced fragrance. There's not one screechy note in this fragrance. This is just perfection. In addition to the violet, you're also going to find some white florals, and you're also going to pick up on a rose. But the rose, at least to my nose, only comes in towards mid-olfactory journey. But it's not a rose that's dominant in any way. It's not weak, but it's in the background, not really much relevant to everything else that's going on, in the front of the fragrance. But guys, at the dry den, watch out, because you are definitely going to cause quite the stir. All right, guys, so we've reached the end of today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed and that you really give yourself the opportunity. If you haven't tried any of these 5 fragrances, please give yourself the opportunity to do so, because you will find that they are quite exquisitely sexy. These fragrances, with the exception of a Parade from Celine, all of the fragrances are truly about the sexy feel, the sexy mood. So if you're not in that mood, if that's not what you're looking for, then that is definitely not the day to wear any of those fragrances, because I tell you, they make that statement immediately and boldly. These are definitely fragrances that will pull people to you, will call attention to you, and it will be along the lines of that sexy kind of attention. Before we close this video, just another reminder that this Friday is the event, the Neiman Marcus Atlanta event. So if you're in the area, come and join me so we can meet in person and have some fun. Check out all the details here on the invite. Thank you so much, as always, guys, for hanging with me today, and I will see you all in the next video.